Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Katrina Ness, joined by Ted Ings at the Reynolds & Reynolds headquarters in Dayton, Ohio.
It's a great honor to be here at Reynolds & Reynolds, and we're joined today by Chris Walsh, the president of Reynolds & Reynolds, and Dave Bates, who is the Chief Customer Ambassador. Gentlemen, welcome to the roundtable, and thank you for having us at Reynolds & Reynolds.
Well, thanks for making this a great day for us. We're glad that you're able to come down.
We're excited to have you here.
Chris and Dave, I will tell you that Katrina and I and our team have been very impressed over the last 24 hours. We're going to meet with a lot of your people today, talk about a lot of the innovation you have coming, but really it's those people that have impressed us the most, the people of Reynolds, the people behind the scenes, and we've had a chance to see it close up. So a couple questions for you today. Chris, if I may come to you, Reynolds has been around for almost 160 years, nearly 100 of that focused on helping automotive dealerships. One of the tenets of that last century has been solving the problems that retailers face. Can you speak to some of that with us?
Yeah, so we are a company that's been around for a long time. That means we've seen a lot in the industry. We've seen a lot of the change that the industry has experienced, and we've learned from all of that, which I think has helped us to adapt to the current and emerging trends that we see out there in the market right now. So I think that experience has been great for us. To go back to your people comment, we've got a really good mix of people that have my level of experience, 38 years, and Dave's in the 40s. But we also have people that have been here a year or 2 years. So we've got that really good mix where people that look at the world much differently than I do and Dave does, and a lot of other people that have been around for a while, which really helps us, I think, just to keep moving forward in the right way.
I think one of the other things is we have a strong focus on development and continuing to innovate. We've got hundreds of developers and data scientists that in Dayton and in Texas that really help us focus on the problems dealers have and find ways to continue to improve on how we solve them.
Yeah, so Ted and I have been here today, and as well as yesterday, we got to explore your campus, walk around, meet a bunch of people. Like Ted said, the people are wonderful. But we've seen firsthand how innovation, customer service, and your dedication to building quality products for your dealers, it's deeply ingrained in the company. So what is your mission with that, and why are you so customer focused and ready to put yourself out there for everyone?
Yeah, well, I think you kind of hit on the key tenets of our organization as far as, what we are doing going forward. We had a customer, we have a customer in today, and I talked to every customer that comes in, provided I'm in town, and I kind of hit on those three things. What are we doing from an innovation perspective to help them, deal with, the rising consumer expectations and the challenges that the industry's facing? What do we do from a customer support? How is that evolving to handle the increased complexity that dealers find themselves in from a technology perspective? And how do we continue to build world-class products? So building those world-class products that kind of fit into the workflows that every dealer is kind of experiencing right now, and how those workflows are evolving. And then how do we be, from a customer service perspective, we certainly have world-class, internal support that helps our customers, but we really double down on field resources to help our customers, utilize our products and services better than they did before. So how can we be more high touch with our customers? How can we be more invested in helping our customers to be more successful?
Well, and to put that in perspective, Chris and I spent a lot of time traveling around the country, talking with customers. And one of the things we learned was that we did have people out there helping with utilization. And the dealers know that the more they can utilize our system, the more effective it's going to be for them, the more streamlined their operation is going to be, the more profit they're going to generate. And so we actually doubled down by investing in Reynolds performance managers. And those folks their job is to spend time in dealerships and saying, okay, I see how your processes work and I know what tools you have. Let us help marry that so that you're getting the most out of them and taking the most advantage of it. And that's been a huge hit over the last couple of years, is that doubling down investment and people on site helping.
And Chris and Dave, part of our visit this week here at Reynolds is we've had a chance to look behind the curtain and see that there's a definite culture that you're building here and that built at Reynolds. And it's very forward thinking, and there's a clear career path for the people of Reynolds. And I don't know if we would have seen all of that without coming in. Maybe you could speak a little bit about that and the importance of that.
Yeah, so I mean, one of our core values is that people are the essence of our company. That we can have great products and we can be innovative, but if we don't have great people to deliver and build and support those products, it doesn't really matter. So, what can we do to provide a better environment so that we, acquire and retain the absolute best talent in the market today? As an example, we just came up with a policy where we offer free breakfast and lunch to all our associates. So that's a new policy that we just put into effect, and we think that helps, create that kind of a culture. But it's also a high performance culture. We believe in a meritocracy, and people are rewarded, for performing.
Yeah, I think the fact that we promote from within is something that's great. We don't go out and pick somebody and put them into a leadership role. We grow them from the ground up, and so I get a chance to talk to new associates, and one of the things I highlight is that the only thing seniority gets you is vacation time. Opportunities are earned. And the fact is that those folks see a career path, and I challenge them to go back and talk to their vice president and their directors and talk about where they started in the company, where they came from. And in 90% of the cases, they started in seats we started in. Chris and I both started in the support side of things and have grown to pretty good levels within the company, but we think it's giving them that opportunity to grow, develop, and challenging them to do that is really what makes a difference.
And you're really, if I can, you're really setting the standard because, the three of us may have been in the business about the same amount of time, but there was not always that focus on culture. And the same at the dealerships as well. We talk about them, growing their own people, their own technicians, if you will, in fixed operations. There's a lot of forward thinking here that we're seeing at Reynolds, and it's really amazing to watch it at work.
I think there's a lot of forward thinking in the industry, kind of to your point. I mean, there's a lot of dealers that I talk to that are very focused, on their people, that are really recognizing things like tenure, and how do we keep our people longer because they know that's a better business model, for them and for their consumers.
Yeah, the dealership that's here today, they actually talked about the family culture, and they recognize and celebrate tenure within the dealership. And I think I'm seeing more and more of that. And if you talk about the technician side, dealers are getting very creative on how they continue to bring that talent forward, whether it's through a technical school that they sponsor or some they have that their own technical schools. It's all those things to bring the right people in to take care of customers and keep those people inside their business. The dealership group here today, everybody in there that was talking about their leadership role talked about they started as a porter or as a parts counter person or a service director and have grown into a bigger, larger role. And that's right in line what we try to do with our folks too, is get them in, let them learn the business, and continue to allow them to grow.
Yeah, I think in, fostering a culture where employees want to stay and there's not a lot of employee turnover and you have people that grow within because you provide such a good culture is what makes a company amazing. And when you have great employees that are happy, you put out good products and you have good customer service. So we definitely see that within Reynolds and what Ted and I have experienced on our visit.
Well, one of the things I get asked a lot, I get to talk to a lot of our new associates, and one of the questions I get asked is, 41 years, first off, they're like, they can't fathom it, right? But the second thing is they say, why did you stay so long? And what is there one or two things? And my answer is always the same. It's the people. We are a big family. We sometimes fight, we sometimes argue, but at the end of the day, we're a big family that cares about each other. And it's evident in how we treat people and how we work together.
Mm-hmm. And Chris, you're also very involved in helping to build a passionate pipeline of people coming into the industry. Great example at Northwood and your commitment to Northwood on behalf of the retail industry. Thank you for that. And the fact that you recognize all the young folks coming up who are career-minded at Northwood.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've really doubled down on focusing on how can we make the automotive industry better? What are things that we can do, not just to sell things, but how can we all be invested in helping this entire industry move forward? And Northwood's a key part of that. I mean, you guys are a long-standing institution in this industry, and there's a lot of great leaders in this industry that started their career at Northwood. Yeah. So, I mean, it's important to invest in those kinds of areas that we can all grow together.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to meet with a lot of the people at Reynolds here today. We're going to hear from a lot of industry experts, not just in fixed operations, but in variable, in the business office. Chris and Dave, if I can ask you, final question for our opening. Of all the challenges that dealerships face right now, what would you say are the biggest or some of the biggest ones that you think?
Well, right now, for sure, cybersecurity is the biggest. That's, really top of mind for everyone. What can we do to protect our environment? It's a priority for us and has been a priority for us for, almost 10 years now. We acquired Proton. I think you met or spoke with Brad Holton, the owner of Proton. We built a security operations center. What can we do to provide the safest infrastructure for our company and ultimately for our customers? I think that's the first thing that's top of mind. And then the other one that I hear a lot of, they may use different ways to describe it, but it's how can I be more operationally efficient, as an organization and do more with the same amount of people, better serve my customers, have better processes for my consumers so that their experience is connected, whether it's digitally or in store, and they want to do business with us again.
I think the consumer experience and the efficiencies are two top of mind along with the cybersecurity. And if you do those things right, it falls to the bottom line and drives profitability. And we want our dealers to be successful. We get up every day and it's like, what are we doing to help dealers be more successful and help the industry be better? And I think we're on the right path.
Chris, Dave took us for a tour of the campus here in Dayton and showed us a lot of what's happening behind the scenes, but he wouldn't let us go behind the scenes on that cybersecurity.
Yeah.
He said that is totally secure.
Off limits.
You guys can't go in there. It's off limits.
I can't go in there.
Well, we're going to hear a lot more about Proton, dealership IT, and cybersecurity coming up at our visit at Reynolds & Reynolds. A lot in store today. Gentlemen, thank you for having us. And Katrina, let's get the event started. So I'm looking forward to what we have ahead.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks.